Okay, good morning. This is Cynthia Moultrie, and this is developing a business plan for working with PennDOT. Just a little housekeeping as we begin. You should all be in mute mode, but you should also have a chat box at the bottom of your screen and an opportunity to raise your hand if you want to speak, and I can unmute you. We're going to get started in the interest of your time. You should know that there are also handouts listed on your screen. They will also be available on the website, and you will need those to do your homework. There will be homework. Okay? So, good morning again. This is Cynthia Moultrie. I am the director of the DBE Supportive Services Center. The center is part of a long-term initiative between Cheyney University and Pennsylvania Department of Transportation. There are 3 centers at Cheyney: the Disadvantaged Business Enterprise Supportive Services Center, the Diverse Business Supportive Services Center, and the Small Business Supportive Services Center. This is the first of an online workshop series open to anyone who has a business in a heavy highway related industry or anyone who is thinking about such a business. This will be an 8-week series. It is designed to introduce your already operating business to PennDOT or jumpstart the business you currently have with PennDOT. At the end of each session, we're going to ask you to complete an evaluation form and download the worksheets that go with this series. Copies of the PowerPoint will be made available on the website. And if you miss a session, you are welcome to review it online at any time. The goal is to get you thinking strategically about your business with PennDOT, your business in transportation. Again, if there are questions, those of you who know me know that I can be technology challenged, but I am trying my best to make this an effective opportunity for you. So if you have a question, stop me and let me answer it. Okay, as I've said many times, this is not a business for the faint-hearted. You need to have commitment and commitment over the long term. It is not a get-rich-quick scheme, but it could get you rich. You have to be committed. You have to be committed over the long term. It takes time and effort. If it were easy, everyone would do it. Entrepreneurs in general are cut from a different cloth, and you are commended for this effort. My advice to you is to keep at it. In business, you never lose, you just get smarter. Each obstacle, each rejection, each problem teaches you how to overcome it in the future. So our agenda today, we're going to talk about why we want to work for PennDOT. Is this something you really want to do? We'll talk about why it is so hard. Some of us have been banging at this door for a long time. Should PennDOT or heavy highway be your goal? Every business is not feasible for PennDOT work. And if yours is, we want to understand exactly how it is feasible for PennDOT. Should this be a small part of your business, or should it be the not in your business at all? At the end, we're going to start talking about writing a plan to work specifically for PennDOT. Okay, so why work with PennDOT? Because there's opportunities. There's 41,000 miles of state highway, 79,000 miles of local road. Pennsylvania is the 11th in the country for total miles of roadway. I wish we knew exactly where Pennsylvania was in terms of funding road construction. But there are 8.8 million drivers who travel nearly 100 billion miles a year, and there are 22,600 bridges. This makes for opportunity, and we want to constantly be getting our share of the funding for transportation. Okay, so PennDOT awards $1 billion in contracts each year. Any project receiving even $1 of federal funds has a DBE goal. But if you're not a DBE, state-funded projects require a good faith effort to hire minority-owned firms, women-owned firms, veteran-owned firms, and soon firms owned by certified LGBTQ individuals. There are many opportunities for SBEs who don't qualify as a DBE or DB. And in a few minutes, we'll talk about the disparity study that's going on statewide. And I do think that's going to open doors for all small businesses. So, what happened last year? In federal fiscal year 2017, 148 ready-to-work DBE firms, that's 23% of 641 firms who were registered with PennDOT and certified as DBEs. Not all of those firms were ready to work. Ready to work means you are pre-qualified or you have that qualifications package or approved as a service provider. But those firms received contracts totaling $111 million. We're beginning to see a turn in the tide. It's a slow turn. More firms are getting their first contracts with PennDOT. The statewide disparity study that is in process is going to affect change down the line. PennDOT's Bureau of Equal Opportunity has all new players who are trying to make a real effort to understand and remove obstacles to PennDOT contract awards for small businesses. If you have not participated in any of the disparity study events, please contact our office. We can send you contact information. You can send an email and let your voice be heard about how you think this system needs to be changed. The 148 firms who received awards last year is slightly lower than the year before, and this has been slowly declining over the years as firms drop out and as the obstacles just become overwhelming. So this disparity study is designed to give a groundwork to affect change, and I hope that you will participate in that. Okay, so why is it so hard? Why is government contracting so very hard? Well, one of the things is you need to be able to articulate and tell others what it is you can do for the government, okay? You need to really truly know your business. There are currently, today, at least 31,000 federal contracting opportunities listed on the government's clearinghouse website. That's more than a notion, but in a way, 31,000 is worse than zero if you have to comb through them all and figure out which ones you might actually want to compete for. So, the number one piece of advice I've heard from federal Small Business Administration trainings is that you really want to know your business inside out and understand exactly what you have to offer the government. Then you can list yourself on these websites and do some pre-screening before um, the e-alerts are being sent to you. You need to narrow the scope of your search. And one of the things we hope to do in the next few sessions is help you identify what you do for the government so that this is not so overwhelming. The next thing is that you're a small business, and small can feel like a disadvantage when you're competing with the big boys. Surely you might be more nimble or more customer focused than a big organization with a big bureaucracy, but playing with the big boys can feel like a real fight. It can be a real fight. In government contracting, there is a model to turn this on its head. For one thing, the government formally sets aside, you heard that word, set aside, opportunities for small business for those businesses run by members of socially or economically disadvantaged groups, minorities and women, veterans, businesses located in certain underprivileged geographic areas. And of course, there's lots of restrictions, and you need to see each program for more details. But beyond that, the government tries to set aside about a quarter of its contracts for small businesses. That's a goal, not a reality, but it sets the tone. PennDOT is finally getting in line with this, but you don't want PennDOT to be the only egg in your basket. So if you hear what I'm saying, this is a plan for working with PennDOT, but PennDOT needs to be a part of your revenue mix. Another reason that is so hard, there's a lot of paperwork, okay? A lot of paperwork. I want to make sure you heard that. It's sometimes difficult for a one man, one woman shop to deal with all the paperwork, but it has to be done. If you find this overwhelming, it may be that one of your milestones is to grow your business till it's large enough to have additional back office assistance to help with the paperwork. Another reason, I can't say it too much, there is a lot of paperwork, and the paperwork has to be on point and on time all the time. And your work and the paperwork has to be on point, on time all the time, or you won't get paid. Let me say that again. The work performed by your company and the paperwork that has to go with that has to be on point, on time, all the time. The fact that you're a DBE does not excuse you from being able to perform and submit the right paperwork. The other thing is, like so many other businesses, contracting, government contracting is built on relationships, and these take time to build. Does that mean you should get out of the business? No. But you need time to build both your competency and your reputation. This will help you build trust with those you work with. If you screw up a $5 million contract, it can bankrupt your company. If you spend some time building your competency, your staff, your back office, your front office, and your relationships, you will build trust, you will gain support and assistance, and that multi-million dollar customer will come over time. Be patient and have a goal. Know that you're working towards this. Is your business feasible for work with PennDOT? So part of your homework today is going to be doing some research, looking at what PennDOT needs and uses, and maybe developing some perspectives on some new concepts for what you do. Maybe you want to do some market research, some industry studies. Think about what you have a passion for, and then connect all those dots, and suddenly you have an epiphany. This is what I do for PennDOT. So tonight, I'm going to ask you, or this week, to go on to ECMS or eMarketplace or the City of Philadelphia or the Philadelphia Airport, anywhere you think you can find work. And I want you to look at the wording in the bid opportunity and make sure that in your company description and capability statement, someone reading this would know that you do this thing. So if you are a consultant, okay, you're going to go to ECMS. You're going to click on the solicitations along the top toolbar. You're going to pull up consultant plan projects. When you get to that plan projects and advertisement portal, you're going to either click on plan projects or one of the advertisements listed on the right and look for a project that you could have worked, and you want to print out the wording there. Another way, if you look up on the right hand side, it says agreement, where you can put in a number. Okay, I'm gonna give you another way to do that. Every month in our newsletter, the DBE Supportive Services Center publishes a consultant awards list. And this is a sample of this list. Attached as one of your handouts is the January 2018 Consultant Awards list. But I want you to look at this PowerPoint slide so I can explain how that works. The first column is the PennDOT project number. So you can enter that and pull up that project on ECMS. It gives you the business partner IDs of both the subs and the prime. That third column gives you the name. You may know some of these companies, Manilow Basin Engineers or Geomechanics. The prime in this case is MS Consultants. Both Manilow and Geo are subs indicated by the S on that row, but it tells you where they're a WBE or an MBE. They're both DBEs. It gives you the date, the year, and the amount of the award. I'm providing you with the list for January. I want you to look at that list to determine, is there something here that you could have been working on? Okay. If there is, you want to go look that up and look at your company description and your capability statement, and just try to determine if you were a stranger reading your document, would you know that you could have been the Manilow Basin on this project? I'm not trying to um, keep Manilow from getting additional work because they're a DBE firm and we work with them too. But there's a reason why they're getting the contract and you are not. So we want to start trying to peel back the onion and figure out exactly what it is that they're doing that you're not. If you are a contractor, the January list for contractor awards is also there. The information I get from PennDOT doesn't tell me who the prime is on this project, but it gives me the DBE name. And then on this example, there are two. There may be 100 on the list that's attached for January. Three Rivers Pipe Profiling is very new to the PennDOT system, but they got one subcontract award during the month of December for $4,250. All-State Traffic Control of PA has been in the game a little bit longer, and they got 4 different contract awards during the month of December. If you could do what either of these firms do, you want to look up the project number and the wording that's in the bid opportunity and make sure that you can um, uh, see that in your description. This list comes out monthly. You also want to know who the prime is that hired the firm that does what you do. And these are the primes that need to become a part of your target marketing list, which we will be talking about in a few weeks. But I want you to start identifying where are the projects that you could work on? Is my wording, my description of what I do similar to this? And who are the primes who are hiring? Okay. So also, if you are a contractor, okay, go again into solicitations, contractors, bid packages, and that will take you to the bid packages portal where you can do an advanced search and put in that project number from the list, or you can pull down bid packages by let date next 52 weeks. That will take you to this screen where you can open and look at the specific project and what the wording is. If you choose a contract that's already awarded, you can look at who the primes and the subs were and go to that subs website. Take a look at their website compared to yours. What is it that they are doing that you are not doing? You want to make sure that you're looking at, if you can't find what you do on either of these screens, it is possible that PennDOT work is not feasible for you because there's not enough opportunity. So when I say feasible, okay, so if you're a firm, an archaeological firm, and you do only archaeology type work, you need to be able to find exactly where that is listed. If you do project inspection, You might find that on every contract. Uh, and that's what you want to do. Where is your niche? Where is it feasible to find the most opportunity for your company? If you can't find any opportunity for your company in your research, maybe this is not where you want to head. Okay. If you do find it, the goal is to, what are the milestones? What are the things that you need to do in order to be able to uh, get in line and get your share of the pie? So, opportunity. When you're doing this research, you're looking for problems that your company can solve. Okay. What are the changes in laws, situations, and trends that will make this an opportunity for your company? The fact that you are DBE doesn't resolve any problem for PennDOT or any prime. Okay. You've got to be able to say, I can make this happen for you. Maybe you have a new product, service, or invention that makes this an opportunity. Maybe you can do it better, or at least as well and as efficiently as someone else, either because of price, location, quality. Maybe it's just your reputation and reliability, but you have to provide a benefit to the prime that subs with you. If they don't see a benefit, they don't have any reason to do it despite the DBE. You need a strategy. If you can't find it, you need a strategy to get to that point. So somehow you want to make yourself more attractive, either appearance or image, reliability. Are you more durable, safer? You have better customer service. What is the benefit that contributes to the quality of service? Remember, we talk about this year's theme, quality without question, and how to convey that information to the people who are subbing. So, what we're going to do is we're going to write a business plan. It's going to provide a clear picture of your business idea and how that works for PennDOT. It's going to outline the operations and the steps that you need to take to position yourself for PennDOT subcontracts. And if the funding is what is needed, we're going to uh, position ourselves to get the funding that we need. The business plan will have the same basic outline as your normal business plan. We'll complete all of those parts as outlined on the screen, but with the intention of increasing business with PennDOT. So your business plan will have an executive summary. It'll talk, and we may only get that far, but we want to say a little bit about the history and who you are, the services, and why those are uniquely good for PennDOT. And then we want to have a goal related to projection of your income in transportation. We want to have a marketing plan that describes specifically the products and services and why this works in this industry. We want to have, more than anything else, the ability to estimate our costs and to bid. In some instances, it's how much crap can you throw on the wall? If you throw enough crap, something will stick. But first, we want to make sure that we're estimating our costs appropriately, describing our business appropriately, and bidding on the projects. Okay? And lastly, I want to come out of here with a financial plan. So, whatever, I want to start wherever you are and have a goal for where we want to go in terms of income. So, how much business is out there for your company with PennDOT or with other search sources? How will you finance it? Okay, are you financing um, this opportunity with company revenues, or do you need something else to get your company to the next level? We want to make sure that everyone has the appropriate setup of their business, licenses, ownership, certifications, insurance, payroll, union. If you don't have it, this is just one of the steps. I need to get on the union books. I need to understand certified payroll. I need to get my people certified in um, project management. Whatever the things are that aren't there, we want to have a list of these are the things that we're going to tackle in order to go forward. Okay? So for today, I want you to remain passionate and patient. Be committed. The prize belongs to those left standing at the end. We want to research and plan, and we want to take advantage of the resources that we have. So before we come together next week, I didn't get any questions today. So I'm hoping that you'll either email me or feel more comfortable asking questions next week. I'm trying to tape this without your participation and put it on the website. But if you don't ask any questions, we're fine. I want you to find a project, past or upcoming, that is buying what you're selling. So whether this is a project you wish you had been on, or you go on ECMS and find a project, or you go somewhere else and find that, I need you to find that project. In addition, there are 2 worksheets, this says 3, that I need you to complete. One is about your basic business concept. And it's just asking some questions. I'm not going to give you a grade on it, but I want to make sure that in your head and my head, you're thinking about what is your business concept and is that concept right for this market? In addition to those 2 handouts, I have attached to this presentation the contract awards for consultants for January and for the contractor awards. And I would like you to look at those and find a project that you could have been working on. So that's the end of today's presentation. It was just a half hour. You can expect more or less each week. If there are any questions, you should send it now. If not, next week we'll get to work on the plan. Okay, seeing none, I thank you, and I'll see you next Tuesday at 10 o'clock. This webinar will be posted on the website shortly. Thank you.